Welcome to a little shopping vlog at Disney Springs. Today I'll be searching for a newly released set for my sister up north. Here's a picture of her. I won't be alone on my quest for Lego though. No, my brother just got out of prison and here he is.
Hi.
This was filmed shortly after the March wave of sets released, and I had heard that the stock at the Disney Springs store was low, so I was a bit worried they wouldn't have her set. This is the target. All seemed well in the store at first. We saw lots of new releases. I was very tempted to snag some Formula One sets, specifically all of them except Lance Stroll for obvious reasons.
Still a lot can happen from here, just get back in your rhythm.
Bag up, Terry. Put in reverse, Terry. I don't know what I'm doing.
And as I continued around the store, everything seemed fine. But then I started to feel off, as if I was being watched. Perhaps this was just a fan of the channel, too afraid to say hello. After all, my decorating with Lego video did get 80 views. Any one of those viewers could be in the store. Too nervous to speak to such a YouTube legend like myself. That's when I saw him. He was just staring at me, menacingly. But I needed to continue searching the store for my sister's set. It's just a small Creator 3-in-1, so it's going to be in one of two places. Either the big Creator section that they have, or on like a small island shelf due to its small size. We definitely did not get distracted building minifigures at the Build-A-Fig section. More on that later. Anywho, we continued searching and eventually found out that the set was right by where we came into the store, and I just missed it completely. Set secured, sister happy. Having secured the package, we perused and did our best to avoid him. I was especially drawn to the Jaws set because the boat that it comes with looks incredible, and I think it would look really nice next to that recently released Bricklink Harbor Master's office. The shark build I can see myself probably throwing at my wife if she's taking a bath.
Burn him.
Caleb, no.
Bum.
No!
After daydreaming of the Jaws set, we took a gander at the pick-a-brick wall to search for foliage pieces for my fantasy village that I've got at home. Unfortunately, they didn't have any good selection of plant pieces, but here's a quick look at my fantasy setup. This is mostly made up of sets produced by Lego, with very few customizations made by me. I've mixed more realistic castle sets with elements of Dungeons & Dragons, and I'm hoping to fill up this back forest area with more trees, where the Mind Flayers are currently planning a birthday party. I've got room for another small fantasy set here if Lego continues with the D&D sets, but I also have a small display over here on this shelf where I've mixed the medieval blacksmith and the red dragon tail set. Now the blacksmith, for me, it's just too off on the scale when compared with the village. It's too large, so that's why I've kind of banished him over here. I've also mixed in some CMF minifigures that just make sense in a fantasy display, including this one here, this Walmart brand Elsa. Even here at home, I felt like I was starting to be watched. He's followed me home. Run! Back at the store, and a quick word from our sponsor. Nah, I'm just kidding. We aren't sponsored, but I could be. Now that we'd secured the reason we came to Disney Springs, we lollygagged. Lollygagged? Who is Lolly, and why is she gagging? We took our time with the rest of the store, but neither one of us was overly convinced by any of the sets. We did appreciate the hidden Cobra bubbles on the Lilo & Stitch house set that just released. Very nice. He found something for his wife.
For my wife. Very nice.
And I look for things for my wife too, but then I realized that my love is enough of a present for her, so I didn't grab her anything. I resisted buying any sets for myself because I'm waiting on the Lord of the Rings Shire bag end set to release so that I can use all my insider points. And we checked out, made our way towards the door with one last feeling of paranoia about a plastic cat. We meandered over to the World of Disney store, which, if you want to know what it's like being shoved into a warehouse at 400% capacity, surrounded by expensive merchandise that you absolutely need. Unfortunately, there was a storm inside, and we did see a little bit of lightning. We avoided the lightning storm somehow, left to go to the pin store. Disney pins are another money stealer that I personally enjoy partaking in. I've collected them since I was a wee lad, after earning my first money down at the docks. Nothing too enticing there, but it was also too nice of a day to end it. Plus, if I went home now, it would mean I have to help my wife cook dinner. After all, a woman's place is in the kitchen. Watching her husband make her a delicious meal. After the pin store, someone, not naming names, had to use the baño because they were experiencing mucho diarrhea.
3 hours later.
To avoid the women's in our lives, we decided to take an boat ride to Port Orleans Riverside, a hotel on Disney property where we stayed as young lads with the money we earned from our wages at the docks. Now, normally this is a channel of shenanigans and jokes, but genuinely this is one of my favorite things to do here in Florida. Taking this boat to and from the hotel to just walk around and get a bite to eat. It helped that it was such a nice day, and here's a little taste of what that was like. Once at the resort, which you do not need a reservation to get to, by the way, we grabbed a bite to eat. I got chicken parm with Alfredo sauce. It was pretty good. Pretty good. I definitely won't be regretting that decision later. He got himself a burger kids meal, and honestly, for a kids meal, that looks like a large mammal plate. What kind of kids do they expect to be feeding here at Disney World? A child with the fat density of Mudang?
I hated it. I never want another one ever again.
Nasty, man. Nasty, nasty. Wouldn't touch it.
The whole resort is just as peaceful as the boat ride over, and we took advantage of the weather by strolling around and engaging in really deep conversation.
Have you ever had a Krispy Kreme? Have you ever gone to Krispy Kreme? Was it crispy?
No.
Yeah, right.
The resort was so peaceful and calm, there was even a horse. We got to see it poop, which is something everyone should have on their Disney World bucket list. We were then going to dip our feet into the water at the pool, but unfortunately someone had pooped in the pool when it was closed, probably the horse. As the evening came closer to an end, we listened to Joe Rogan and lifted heavy weights and drank hard liquor and had a super manly night. For realsies, here's a brief montage of the resort. Now to see what was purchased at the store.
Of course, got this for my sister. And then of course I just had to get something for me. You can't go to the Lego store and not get something for you. Alright, what's in the box? Good thing that wasn't a struggle. Alright, so I did their build 3 minifigures for $10 deal that they have. And here's number 1. I thought Lion Knight's guard asleep at the post. That's number 1. Number 2. Another Lion Knight's guard. Nothing too crazy. And finally, of course, you guessed it, another Lion Knight's guard.
Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next set. Bye-bye.